Check, 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 check. Check, check. 1, 2, check, check. All right. All right, we're going to get ready to get started. I apologize for that technical difficulty. I had to make sure my new camera is up and going, and we are getting started in 30 seconds. Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? What's going on, Titan Nation? How's everybody doing? And every fan out there, welcome in to Titans and Truth. Welcome to TNT tonight. I'm your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we are going to talk Super Bowl. And even though the Tennessee Titans are not in this Super Bowl, still got to talk about it a little bit anyway, because, hey, I am a big fan of the game. And as you guys can see on the graphic that we have, that it is Rams Bengals tonight on NBC. So that's the big game for tonight. So that game is getting ready to come on probably in about maybe 2.5, maybe about a little over 2 hours from now. So definitely tune in for that. I'm going to be at a little watch party get together with some guys. So definitely going to try to somewhat enjoy the game, even though it's not going to be very easy for me to enjoy it because, you know, the Tennessee Titans are not in the game, and they definitely should be in this particular game. But enough about that. We're definitely going to talk about this game in more detail, and you know what each team could do to win this game, and who comes out on top. So come on and join me, and make sure y'all share this show out. Make sure you share the show, whether it's on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Definitely make sure that you do share this show out to everybody so that they see what's going on and that they too can enjoy this particular show. Also, make sure you hit that like button for me. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. And we are going to get ready to get started. We're going to get into some Titan news. And then we're also going to get into the Super Bowl in more detail. So that's why I am right now trying to put out some info, and definitely make sure everybody knows to come on in and join us for this great broadcast. So let's talk about this game. Let's talk about some of the Titan news that is going on. And first off, of course, Mike Vrabel winning the Coach of the Year award at the NFL Honors on Thursday. So congratulations to Coach Vrabel on his award. I know this is kind of impromptu with this show, so I definitely apologize. I did not put out an announcement sooner. But congratulations to Mike Vrabel on the award. He definitely deserves it. 4 straight winning seasons, back-to-back 11-win seasons since 2002 and 2003 for this franchise, back-to-back division titles. Definitely deserves it for what he has done. So definitely liked the suit that he wore, and shout out to our homegirl Stephanie Perkins, who of course is the NFL Fan of the Year candidate for the Tennessee Titans. And I don't know if they gave out that award of who the NFL fan of the year is. I am not sure who won that particular award. Let's see. Oh, okay. It was from the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons fan won the NFL fan of the year. But um, shout out to Stephanie. She's definitely going to be our NFL fan of the year for what she did. And as far as being leader of the Ladies of Titans Twitter, she's been on this show a couple of times. She will definitely be back on this show at some point. So shout out to Stephanie Perkins. Shout out to Coach Vrabel for winning this particular award. Also, speaking of which, both Coach Vrabel and John Robinson got contract extensions, which is a pretty big deal, keeping these two guys together. They're pretty much linked to each other. J. Rob has been the general manager for about 5 years. Coach Vrabel, Mike Vrabel's been the coach for 4 years. So they're pretty much tied to the hip together. You know, it's either they're both going to succeed together or they're both going to fail together. So that's basically how this is going to turn out because, I mean, they are, again, tied at the hip. They are, tied together. So they both better succeed because if they don't, then, both are going to be in a pretty bad spot as far as this team is concerned. And I think both coaches have done an absolutely fantastic. I mean, both Vrabel and John Robinson have done an excellent job. I know there's been some questions on a couple of draft picks by by John Robinson, but at the end of the day, I think John Robinson is definitely deserving of the contract extension that he has received, and he is, he's picked up some good players. He's picked up guys like a Jayon Brown. He's picked up guys like a Christian Fulton. Also was picking Kevin Byard, Amani Hooker, that amazing 2018 draft class that he picked up. I mean, was incredible because all of those guys are up for extension, and you cannot argue all of those guys probably deserve to be re-signed. AJ Brown is up for an extension now, and I think he's going to get paid. I think they're going to definitely make sure the Titans plan on making him one of the highest paid receivers in the league. So I think they're definitely going to try to get a deal done with AJ Brown, probably much sooner rather than later. Big Jeff is definitely up for an extension as well. But I think if all else fails, they're definitely going to pick up his 5th-year option. So I think that's a no-brainer. Harold Landry is a free agent. Obviously, he wants to stay with the Titans, and also the Titans want to bring him back. So, another homegrown guy is going to be a little difficult, but I think they're going to retain all of those guys. So J-Rob has done a good job. Yes, he had some questionable picks. Caleb Farley, we don't know what's going to come of him. Dylan Radunz, they're obviously going to be dependent on these two guys. The Isaiah Wilson pick, I know, was a pretty bad pick, and I didn't really like it much either. But you know what? It is what it is. So we're just going to keep we just got to keep going with, with what we got. So J-Rob has done a very good job, has brought in some very good free agents as well. I mean, he made the push to go get Julio Jones. He did that. It maybe hasn't necessarily worked, but we still got time to find out if that will work. But Dupree kind of came on a little strong late in the year. Danico Autry was an amazing pickup and definitely was a huge pickup for this team. So J-Rob has done a lot of things right. Coach Vrabel, Mike Vrabel has done a great job in keeping this team afloat, keeping them, at 9-7, 9-7. They get to 11-5. You get to 12-5 and win a division. And the thing about it is that, you know, it's always been said, it's easy to go from it's easy to go from, 2 or 3 wins to like 7, 8, 9 wins. It is much tougher to go from 9 wins to say 11 or 12 or 13 wins. And it is even harder to keep doing that consistently. It is very difficult to keep that up. You know, what the Patriots have done a lot of years, being able to win division titles every year, win 10, 11, 12 games every year, and things like that. It is never easy to be able to pull that off. And the Tennessee Titans have done very, very well these last few seasons, at least in being pretty consistent in what they're doing. So, shout out to those guys for what they're doing and as they continue to keep going. Some other news that came out is that Tim Kelly, the former Texan offensive coordinator, is now the senior offensive assistant. For this team, and it's going to be the passing game coordinator, basically to kind of help out. Um, Todd Downing, who definitely struggled at what he was doing. And I mean, I know Vrabel came out and kind of supported Todd Downing. And y'all, excuse me, I'm just trying to share this show out to everybody. So forgive me for that. But I mean, he, really went and said, he's a very good coach, has been in tune with the players and things like that. But at the same time, if you bringing in a passing game coordinator, you are basically saying, you know what Todd Downing did not necessarily work all the way, so he needs some help. So this could be another situation like Jim Schwartz was to Shane Bowen to kind of help him out. And maybe that's something that could be a good thing going forward for both of these coaches. We'll definitely have to see. I mean, this does put some pressure on Todd Downing because, like Shane Bowen, he's going to have to look over his back a little bit and be like, well, dang, if I mess up, Tim Kelly's going to be taking over. Now, I know a lot of people will say that, well, Tim Kelly was OC of the worst offense in the league. Why did you bring that guy in? He did have a year with DeAndre Hopkins. He also helped Deshaun Watson have a 4,000-yard season. And I mean, towards the end of the year, even though the Texan deep offense was just bad, they did some good things with Davis Mills. So there is some potential there. Again, we will have to see how that goes going forward. But it is going to be very interesting to see how this dynamic works out this upcoming year. But pressure is definitely on Todd Downing to deliver, because if he does not deliver, he'll be gone. And that much is a fact. Obviously, my little brother's checking in. I know he's excited about the big game. We'll get to that in a minute. Miss Mim says Todd Downing needs to go. He's terrible. I don't disagree. I do not disagree. But we going to keep going. And actually, I don't know how true this is. I just got some breaking news. This involves the Colts. They're saying this from Ari Mervrov. Don't know how true this is. This is just a rumor, because this is lying season. It says there's a belief that Colts quarterback Carson Wentz will probably be traded or released before March 19th. That's when his $15 million base salary becomes guaranteed. His future in Indianapolis looks bleak. Now, again, it's a rumor. That doesn't mean it's true. That doesn't mean that that's actually going to happen. But again, this is a lying season. So A lot of guys, a lot of people will lie to say certain things are going to go down when it's not. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye out on that and everything. And speaking of quarterbacks, come to find out, Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers has bought, is confirmed, has bought some land in Brentwood to build a house. So he is obviously going to be living in Nashville probably within the next 6 months to a year. And that did spiral some rumors. And of course, my guy Jared Stillman from 1025 The Game broke the news about him getting land, and that a possible source is saying that he is open to joining the Tennessee Titans. Now, since that has happened, a lot of people have shot that down. Teron Davenport has shot it down. Paul Kaharski has shot it down. Inside of the Titans brass, they believe that Aaron Rodgers, they do not see him as an option, and that they want to stick with Tannehill. As much as that just completely angers me in the fact that they just want so bad to believe in Tannehill, and even Taylor Lewan, Derrick Henry has backed them up. The whole team has basically come to Ryan Tannehill's defense, which I don't know why. But I understand they have to do that. They can't just, they're not just going to throw their quarterback under the bus and say, yeah, it was all Ryan Tannehill's fault, although it was. But I don't like this loser mentality that this team is having is in coddling Tannehill. I'm like, Tannehill is the reason you lost this game to the Bengals and why the Bengals are about to play in 2 hours and not you. So, if you got a chance to go after an Aaron Rodgers, don't be stupid and be so naive in believing in Tannehill that you might miss out on getting your Super Bowl quarterback. I mean, I think Tannehill has taken you as far as he is going to take you. He is not going to take you much further than this. He might get you to an AFC championship, but he ain't going to get you to a Super Bowl, and he damn sure ain't going to win you one. So I just think, and I know there's a lot of fans that want to believe in Tannehill and have stuck up for him. There's a lot of fans that have coddled him as well. Some of y'all have. Let's be honest. Excuse me. A lot of y'all have coddled Tannehill. Stop doing that. If there's a chance to go get an Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, the Titans would at least be wise to at least look into it. I understand Tannehill has a $38 million cap hit and $57 million in dead money. Now, the Titans are not going to cut Ryan Tannehill because that money will be on the books. Now, after June 1st, you could save a lot more money. If you trade him, you can save about $29 million. But that money might go to Aaron Rodgers. But we'll definitely have to see, because I watched Chat Sports and they were doing some Titan news. And the rumor is that right now Aaron Rodgers and the Packers may be in a little bit better of a place than they were maybe 48 hours ago. But again, this is lying season. This is lying season. There's a whole lot of lies, a whole lot of smoke screens that are being created. And so sometimes you cannot, as I've always said, as a preacher has told me once before, don't fall for the setup. Sometimes a lot of fans want something so bad they drink the Kool-Aid as soon as they hear something. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't fall for the setup until you know for a fact this is going down. Like with Julio, I did not believe it until it actually happened. I didn't fall for the setup. I didn't drink the Kool-Aid, but it ended up happening. So I will be glad to be wrong. But Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson is a way better option than Ryan Tannehill. And if you're going to stick with Tannehill, which sounds like that is what the Tennessee Titans are going to do, they are going to stick with the status quo. They feel so strongly and naive and being naive and believing that Tannehill can take them to the promised land. Although I don't believe that for 1 second. If you're going to do that, then you better surround him with a whole bunch of great pieces. You better find yourself a speedy wide receiver, and you might need to get 2. The tight end class, from what I hear, is looking really good. A Zach Ertz, a Mike Gesicki, a O.J. Howard. That could be good. And you need to draft one. You need to make sure your offensive line is straight. Is Dylan Raiders ready to start at right tackle? What are you going to do with Taylor Lewan or Roger Saffold? Because both of those guys are going to cost a lot of money as well. So there are some questions. And if you're going to stick with Tannehill so bad, you better make sure that the supporting cast around him is great to offset Ryan Tannehill's deficiencies and shortcomings, because he definitely has that. Now that I've given out some Titan news, a quick question of what now? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tease this out on Wednesday. I'm probably going to do a show kind of starting to look towards the offseason a little bit and towards the NFL draft. I did not go ahead and give my opinions of what happened at the Senior Bowl. I haven't been able to really watch a lot of film, but I am going to start trying to do that, to kind of watch some Senior Bowl film, maybe try to see if I can go back and watch the game and see, who performed well, who didn't. What are the Titans draft needs that I think as of right now, and, who could possibly be available. We'll probably talk draft a little bit as time goes on. Maybe after the combine, we will start getting ready to talk free agency and see who could be available. What will the Titans cap situation look like? And what could the Titans feasibly do to improve their team? So that is something that's going to be coming up in the coming weeks. But this Wednesday, we will talk a little draft. We'll just talk a little Senior Bowl and maybe any other news that has come out. But let's get to the big game itself. Rams, Bengals. As you can see right here, it's happening in a little under 2 hours now. The Rams and Bengals get ready to square off for the Lombardi Trophy in Super Bowl 56. Again, I've been kind of bitter, about the Titans losing, so I haven't really been as excited about this particular game. But you know what? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting game. I went on BetMGM. I put myself a bet down. I had a free bet. Got a couple of prop bets. I got the Rams winning, but I also got the Bengals covering the spread. So I think it's going to be a close game. Both offenses are very good. I think the Rams have the better defense, in my opinion. But that's going to be the tale of the tape. You got 2 big-time quarterbacks, Matt Stafford, both number 9s. Matt Stafford in probably the biggest game of his career, definitely for the first time, going after that big Super Bowl ring. Of course, this is back-to-back years that the one of the teams in the Super Bowl is playing in their home stadium. Which is something that we didn't have the first 54 Super Bowls, but we have it now. And so the Rams will be playing at home. They have an advantage. But I don't think this moment is too big for Joe Burrow, even though, again, this just pains me to talk about the Bengals like this, because in my honest opinion, the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm just going to say this. To my little brother and to all the Bengal fans that might be watching, I'm sorry, I'm going to tell the truth. The Bengals do not deserve to be in this game. They should not be in this game, but they are. They are in this game. And the thing about it is, Joe Burrow's been in big games before. He's won a national championship. He's been a Heisman Trophy winner. You know, he's taken the world by storm. He's the new darling of the NFL right now. Everybody is ready to put him up there with Pat Mahomes and with Josh Allen as one of the best quarterbacks in the AFC. And so he'll have his chance to prove that, you know, and everything. So let's start with the Bengals on that side. What do they do well and how can they win? One thing is they can score. They can score. They can put up points. They can put up yards. They can march down the field. You know, Joe Burrow has his best friend, Jamar Chase, his number one weapon. But it is not, you know, who has put up very impressive records. Joe Burrow, of course, won Comeback Player of the Year. Jamar Chase got Offensive Rookie of the Year. And in a lot of ways could have won Offensive Rookie of the Year just on that. But obviously, Joe Burrow has more than just Jamar Chase. He also has Tyler Boyd. He has T. Higgins, who also had 1,000 yards received. So he had 2,000-yard receivers. Tyler Boyd was close to 1,000 yards himself. And then, of course, has a very good tight end coming back in C.J. Uzomah, who is a free agent after this year, but I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. A very good tight end that, you know, suffered an injury, I believe, in the AFC Championship game, but it looks like he will be playing in this game. Now, one of the weaknesses that they do have is that offensive line. That offensive line is bad. Very, very bad. The Titans got 9 sacks on Joe Burrow. I can't remember how many sacks Kansas City had because, I mean, that game was a blur to me. I mean, I watched some of the game, but I was still basically bitter over the Titans not being in that game. I know Ms. Mims is obviously saying no football for me. I know a lot of Titan fans don't really want to watch. I honestly don't want to watch either, but I'm probably going to be hanging out with some of my frat brothers, so maybe I'll be paying attention for the bet that I have because I obviously have the Rams winning, the Bengals covering. I got Von Miller and Aaron Donald getting the sack. I got Cooper Kupp scoring. I got over 35 pass attempts for Joe Burrow. I got over 270, I think 279 passing for Matt Stafford. So I got a few bet props that I'm looking at. I doubt that I beat them all, but it's a free bet. I got nothing to lose. Of course, here come my brother saying, still sore. You're damn right I am. You're damn right I am. I hope the Bengals lose, but keep it close because they don't deserve to be in this game. But they do a lot of things well. On the other side of the ball, the Rams are pretty stout against the run. I didn't believe it until I saw it myself. They are pretty good against the run. I like Trey Hendrickson. I am a big fan of his. He could definitely get after the passer. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult in this game because the Rams do have a very good offensive line. But they are very good against the run nevertheless. And they have a couple of nice linebackers in the middle. If there is a weakness, it is in their secondary. Even though Bates is an excellent safety, Mike Hilton, a very talented slot corner that definitely made Tannehill's life a living hell. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting game to see what Stafford could do against that particular defense. And this is a huge game for Zach Taylor. This is the biggest game of his young career. And this is the first time you're going to have a Super Bowl with 2 head coaches, both under the age of 40. Of course, Zach Taylor is 38. Sean McVay is 36. And we're going to talk about the Rams here in just a minute. So Zach Taylor is going to play his best game and not crap the bed. Because this could be a game that either makes you a legend or you crap yourself. And sometimes these big type of games, you get all nervous, you try to wonder what to do, and then you end up making yourself look pretty darn stupid. So that's something that you got to, take into consideration on that. So let's see. DO9 says, damn truth, I'm still not over it. I'm not either. Shane says, Mahomes is looking like Ray Charles leading the Bengals to this game. Mahomes definitely choked. And I didn't think I would ever see that. But Mahomes choked. Choked big time in this game. Not good at all. So, on the other side, what do the Rams do well? Again, like the Bengals, they have a heck of an offense. Matt Stafford's put up big time numbers and has done so very well in these last two games. He has a very good offensive line in front of him, and he has weapons too. He has a Van Jefferson. He has a Higbee at tight end. But the main weapons being Odell Beckham Jr. and, of course, Offensive Player of the Year, Cooper Kupp, who basically won the Triple Crown. He led the league in catches, yards, and touchdowns. So, of course, he won Offensive Player of the Year. And that's why I got him going over 100 yards receiving. Let me see what were my prop bets on the Rams. I can tell y'all right now. I got Aaron Donald. I got the Rams winning, Bengals covering, Aaron Donald with a sack, Von Miller with a sack, Cooper Kupp over 100 yards, Joe Burrow over 230 yards, Matt Stafford over 274, Joe Burrow 30-plus pass attempts, Cooper Kupp scoring at any time, and I think Evan McPherson kicks a couple of field goals. Those are my prop bets in this game. And so, I didn't mention the running game by the Bengals, and Joe Mixon is definitely a dynamic player that can run the ball and also catch out of the backfield. So, Philomatis, thank you for bringing that up. He said, I think the Bengals are going to try to run the ball through spread-type formations and end arounds. Bengals could win this game with Burrow under 250. We'll definitely try to see about that. Lee, what's up for the 615 podcast? Appreciate y'all tuning in. But the Rams are very sound offensively as well. They got weapons. They also have a running game with my guy, Darrell Henderson, representing the University of Memphis. And so I think offensively, this could end up being a shootout. I think this could be a big-time shootout with both of these offenses. However, where I think the Rams have a very distinct advantage is on the defensive side of the ball. Number one, they got a big-time front four. They have a great front four with Aaron Donald. Then you're adding in Von Miller bringing the rush. So with that offensive line of Cincinnati, I think Joe Burrow could get eaten alive in this game. Burrow could get, honestly, it would not surprise me if Aaron Donald has about 4 sacks in this game and Von Miller has like another 2 or 3. It would not shock me at all in this game because the Bengals offensive line just has not shown they can consistently protect Joe Burrow. That front line for the Rams is menacing. Now, linebackers, I really don't know their linebackers like that, which I think that's why I would give the advantage to the Bengals as far as the linebackers. But I know they have some decent linebackers in the middle. I apologize. I don't know who they are. I haven't really done a lot of studying. I've been still sore, but I decided to do a show anyway. But where the Rams also have another advantage is in the secondary, particularly one guy in particular by the name of Jalen Ramsey, who I think is going to be all up on Jamar Chase. And that might be a problem for Joe Burrow because, Jalen Ramsey I think he's the type of corner, he's going to follow the best player wherever he goes. So he's going to be following Jamar Chase everywhere he goes. Now, that could mean some openings for Tyler Boyd, for T. Higgins, and for CJ Uzuma to possibly pick up the slack for Joe Burrow. But again, Jalen Ramsey's one of the best corners in the league. So I definitely like the back end for the Rams and Eric Weddle in the Super Bowl. You know, he got signed recently before the playoffs to kind of step in and help this team as well. So these are two very good football teams. And then you got the coaching. Sean McVay, the offensive genius that he is you know he's going to have a good game plan for this particular game. I mean, he's been in the Super Bowl before. He's coached the Super Bowl. You know, he's been in the Super Bowl. This is his second Super Bowl. And for some of these Ram players, this is their second Super Bowl as well. But for the Bengals, this is their first. Nobody expected them to be there. I believe they had less than a 2% chance to even be in this situation, and they are. So, you know, it's going to be important. Experience can definitely be a factor. And obviously, I'm not the only one that's very salty. Ms. Mims is extremely salty about this, saying some of the Titan fans is watching the game. I don't understand why. The Titans are not playing in it. Since he's not that good, 10-7 their record, Rams 12-6. Be glad when this game is over. Well, Miss Mims, I understand. A lot of people are not watching either. And I really don't want to watch this game. And I'm probably not going to really be paying a whole lot of attention, to be honest, because I am still a little salty. However, I do love football at the same time. So I'm going to watch a little bit for betting purposes and mainly because I'm going to be hanging out with some of the guys. So that's probably my reasoning for even looking at watching this game. But I am probably going to be having a skull look on my face like this should have been the Titans. That I will be looking at it like that, but still, as a guy that's in football, and I'm going to be branching out, trying to talk about other things going on in the NFL, this is a start that I have. So, let's get to my prediction. Because I think both of these offenses are very good. I think the Rams are very good defensively. But I think this is going to be a nice scoring game. I'm not saying shootout like 38-35 or in the 40s or nothing like that. But I'm going to say I think the Rams are going to hoist the Lombardi trophy at the end of this thing. I think it's going to be 27. I think it's going to be 27-24. I think the Rams win it. I think they get the job done. And I'm sorry, not 27-24, 27-23 is going to be my final prediction. I think the Rams get it done. I think the Rams win the Super Bowl. And I think for the Bengals, I think the clock strikes midnight for them. And I know there are some Titan fans that are actually in LA right now. I know my girl, LaShondra, she's in LA, just tuning into the festivities. I know my guy, Chili Pepper, is at the game. You know, he goes to every Titans game, but I can also tell you love football. I'm like, I might need to get on the Chili Pepper train and figure out how the heck he can go to all these games. Because, I mean, he goes to every game, every Titan game, whether it's home or away, he's going. I can't afford all of that. So, shout out to my guy, Chili Pepper. But, again, I think it'll be 27-23. I think the Rams win this thing. The clock strikes midnight for the Bengals. I mean, look, the Bengals have shocked the world. They've gotten lucky. You know, Tannehill threw the game to them. Mahomes threw the game to them. I think the clock finally strikes midnight. I think that hourglass, that lucky sand that they got, I think it runs out in this game. I think the luck runs out for them. So that's what I think. Of course, Shane saying 0-0. Can't score after 5 overtime. I know a lot of y'all do not want this game to happen, but it is. And Ms. Bill says Stephanie's there too. Yes, she is. She was the NFL. She was the Titans Fan of the Year candidate for NFL Fan of the Year. So she's living the first class life. I mean, she got all expense paid. Flight taken care of, a nice hotel, got to access to all the parties. Took some pictures with some of the players. I think she got a picture with Kevin Byard. I believe she got a picture with some of the other NFL players. She got a picture with Mike Vrabel when she was arriving in LA and things like that. So as the NFL Fan of the Year candidate, she gets access to all of that stuff. She got to go to the NFL honors. She's probably got great seats for the Super Bowl. So she's there, but she's wearing her Titan jersey to that game. I know that for a fact. So she is definitely there. JT says Rams by 30. This game will be a testament to how bad Tannehill and Mahomes played. Rams might just do that. It's just so hard because Rams beat us by 1 yard. This game sucks. True. I definitely agree. But, again, I'm about to get ready to get out of here. Just wanted to give my thoughts on that, on this game and everything. And again, like I said, coming up on Wednesday, we'll talk a little draft, what I saw from the Senior Bowl practices, as much as I could watch with some of the footage that maybe have come out, and what positions of need the Titans have with this draft coming up. The combine is a little less than a month away, first week in March. Definitely going to get some more footage from that. So again, everybody, for this entire season of Titans and Truth, thank y'all so much. I'm over 1,100 subscribers now. I think I am almost at 1,200, if I'm not mistaken. I'm about to see where I'm at. I'm at 1128. So help me get to 1,200 and everything. And I just want to just say thank you to everybody for kicking it with me this whole season. And we're going to definitely get ready for next season. And we have a whole lot of great things coming up in store for you. Not just Titans talk. We're going to be having some NFL talk. We're probably going to have some stuff where we talk about some of the local teams here, like the Tennessee Titans, like the Tennessee Vols. We're going to be talking some Grizzlies. We're going to be talking some Memphis Tigers. Maybe throw in some Nashville Predators. So we're definitely going to have some new things coming up. So definitely stay tuned for that. But I thank y'all for tuning in to Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. Make sure y'all share this show out once again. If you want some TNT swag, make sure y'all hit me up. Or you can hit up Miss Latoya on Facebook, on Instagram. Her information is here. Or at OTC, Out the Crib Customs, for either the red hat or this blue hat that I have on right here. But if all else fails, you guys can hit me up. Y'all know where I am. The Titans and Truth fan page, my personal page, Instagram, Twitter. If y'all want some of this swag, y'all let me know. But again, thank y'all for tuning in to the show. Everybody, let's not be too bitter. I mean, I know we're upset the Titans are not in it, but we got to get ready to turn the corner, focus on the draft, and the Titans better get it together. So I will be seeing y'all on Wednesday. Thank y'all very much. And definitely, as 615 says, come hang out for the draft shows. Come out for the draft shows that he's going to be having. Of course, I'm going to do my draft show as usual. Probably going to try to have some different guests join me as well. So thank y'all for tuning in. And everybody have a good rest of your Super Bowl Sunday. And enjoy the Olympics, too. And I thank y'all, and y'all have one heck of a good night.